going live. You're looking up in the sky, Chef Chris. I had this whole plan for my crazy introduction with this chef, but he's like enamored by seeing the snow falling and being up here in Beaver Creek. Chef Chris Cosentino joining us for Winter Culinary Weekend. How are you?
I'm great.
Yeah, it's good talking to you. We've had fun off camera, catching up a little bit.
Oh yeah, definitely for sure. It's gorgeous. Like being able to stand in the snow. It's been a really long time.
Let's talk about that, because you told me off camera you spent time skiing in Vail as a kid, spent some time down in Crested Butte. I think you said you might have been in an avalanche or something.
Yeah, I was not the smartest of kids and did something.
And how
stupid.
old were you?
I think I was like 20, a long time ago.
My son turned 17 today, by the way.
My son turned 17 January 11th.
Oh, right
it's kind
on.
of crazy, right?
It is
Where
crazy.
does the time go?
It does. That's right. Well, welcome to Beaver Creek. You've never
Thank
been here to Winter Culinary before. You've never been to Beaver Creek. You've
Nope.
been to Colorado.
Never been to Beaver Creek. I got to ski yesterday. It was really, really beautiful. They had just gotten about an inch, and today I am itching already to go.
Yeah, you told me off camera too. To hell with the chef. Sorry, to heck with the chefing stuff. Let's just talk about. He's like, I got my skis. I got everything prepared before I showed up, so I can make sure that as soon as the interview's done, he's going skiing, right?
I'm going telly skiing. I'm a telly boy.
Oh, nice for you.
Yeah, this old man will bend his knees as long as he can.
And how are they hanging in there? All right.
They're good. They're good. You know, I'll be 50 in April, so I can't complain.
Good for you. All right, let's get back to what we're doing here. You have two restaurants. You have one in Napa. You have one in Houston.
Correct.
You've had some other stuff happening too around Aspen over the years, but those are your two main pieces right now.
So the two restaurants I have are Acacia House, which is in St. Helena, Napa Valley, and then I have Rosalie, which is in Houston.
And kind of what's the story behind both of those? Like, do you have a theme for each of those restaurants? Like, what is your go-to? You're a chef. You have a crew that does it, but like, what do you provide for the people there? Like, what is it? Everything?
So each restaurant both are in hotels. So we do breakfast, lunch, and dinner at both. But Rosalie is named after my great-grandmother, Rosalie Cosentino, and it's an Italian-American restaurant. So it's all the foods that I grew up with as a kid, Italian-American foods, but riffed on and turned a little bit. And then at Acacia House, it's actually really different. Acacia House is all about the immigration of grapes that came to the valley. So everybody thinks that Napa Valley is about California-grown grapes. Well, they're California-grown grapes now, but were all brought to the U.S. through the immigrants that came to grow grapes. So all the food is based off Portuguese, French, Italian, Spanish, and German influence.
Now, today at Winter Culinary, you're going to be working with Riley Romanin, the executive chef and the owner of Hooked,
Yes.
For a culinary collaboration. Have you checked in with Riley yet? Do you have a plan?
Yeah, I'm not... we talked about it. We set up a menu.
Yeah.
I'm going to do two different courses. First course that I'll be doing will be maloredas, or also known as cavatelli, with a tuna ragu. That'll represent Rosalie. So it's a very traditional Sardinian where they braise the tuna in tomato and serve it in a pasta. And then we'll finish that with a salt-cured tuna heart over the top of Sardinian tuna. So that's like Batarga. And then my second course will be a surf and turf. So it's going to be a pork belly with gigante beans, grilled octopus, and kale salsa verde. So each dish will represent a different restaurant. So keeps me on my toes.
Wow. And you spoke with Riley. Do you have the stuff brought in for what you're going to prepare, or were they able to get it for you? How does that piece of the equation work?
So I'm really fortunate that my team at Acacia House was able to help me get everything organized. We prepped everything at Acacia House. You know, I was up there with them getting everything ready, and now we're just, today I'll clack out my malaredas, and at 2 o'clock I'll be in the kitchen.
But before that, you're going skiing, right?
I'm going telly skiing today, and I cannot wait.
So I want to shift again. It sounds like you're big into cycling.
Yes.
You are an author and also a chef, right? So give us the backstory on each of those a little bit more.
So I used to actually race mountain bikes professionally. I was a 24-hour solo racer, but I used to race single speed only. And I actually competed in Montezuma's Revenge.
Single speed racing.
I used to. Again, I'm old.
Wow.
So, and I used to compete at Montezuma's Revenge in Keystone and 24 Hours of Winter Park and all those different events. Leadville 100 I did.
Wow.
I did
on a
it
single speed.
On a single speed, 10 hours and 28 minutes, I think. So I was pretty pleased, but this was a long time ago. But now I'm mostly gravel racing. I'm doing stage race gravel racing up in Oregon. I'm racing all throughout California, doing grasshoppers and bike monkey.
Where do you find the time for all this?
You get up early in the morning, you sit on a trainer. it's really about balancing it all. And right now, I feel really fortunate that my wife allows me to balance it all.
Wow.
I bounce back and forth between the two properties in Houston. I spend a lot of time in Napa since it's only an hour away.
Yeah.
And I am currently working on a new cookbook called Convivial, which is all about large format dining, shared dining, which I'm hoping that everybody can get back to soon.
No kidding, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So-
Well, it's nice to have you up here in Beaver Creek, huh?
Thank you. Thank you. It's,
Yeah.
it's
You got
really
snowflakes
exciting.
on you. I know you're fired up.
I'm excited. The snow
You go
is
get
gorgeous.
your ski stuff on. You be safe out there and your telly stuff because you got a big event coming up later on this afternoon.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
All right, you take care.
All right.
Hey, we'll be right back. We've got Chef Tyler Florence after the break. This is Winter Culinary Weekend live in Beaver Creek.
Dude, I like your jacket. What is that, Bogner?
Good morning, Vail.